Chris here, and thank you for joining me on this very exciting project. So as you can see right in front of your very eyes is this quite an old Tamiya Opel Astra V8 coupe, a legend of the DTM touring car scene, and I was very happy to get my hands on this very kit. A massive thank you to my buddy who helped me acquire this Holy Grail kit as such during the early 90s, mid 90s, whatever 90s. For me it was rallying, and then it was also DTM, and it was mainly Mercedes and BMWs, obviously German, but this holds a more of a place in my heart as such. I just preferred the look of this one. It just looks really cool. And for those of you who are familiar with Max Power, the old car tuning magazine, yes, there was some crazy going ons, but there was also one of these very similar looking. I think it was red. I can't remember. I just remember being awesome. But yeah, so this awesome Tamiya Astra coupe. I've already made a start on it by getting everything already primed up. Now, I will be honest, the decals, because of the edge of the kit, decals are a bit orangey and, yellowed and stuff. But I won't be going with the decals anyway. But I'll show you. You can see they ain't white. But I'm not complaining. Again, I won't be using these, although they would have been pretty cool back in the day. And these aren't too bad. There's quite a yellowy tinge. I mean, you can kind of see the tinge on the protective sheet there. For this, I'm taking a heavy inspiration from another car from the 90s. It's a race car that I've built, and just recently there's been a few shows and it's been getting picked up and packed up and being put on show, and I thought, do you know what, I need to try and do this again. And the build in question is this. So yes, I will be trying to do a Team Advan livery on the coupe, on the Astra. Now, I will be doing it with a bit of a twist. There won't be any like race sponsors or things like that. There will only be an Advan logo, one either side. It will be sitting, I don't know, roughly. I'm not too sure yet if it'll be sat on the door or if it'll be sat sort of, under there. But we'll come to that when the time comes. So yeah, I've been heavily inspired by this, because that was all masking paint job. This kit came with decals, but I didn't use them again. I wanted to practice my masking, and you can tell because it's not even. So I really want to try and up my game, try and do better, be better, all the above. And I just think this would look pretty cool in a pretty basic Advan livery with no sponsors bar Advan. I might chuck a few Skill Riders ones on, and we'll eye them up, see how it goes. But it won't be black and red. It will be black. But I'm actually going for, being as it's a German car, I want to try and get a little bit fancy schmancy. So I'm going for the German colours. Excuse the Field Sierra. I know that was made in Belgium, but it's a nice black. So yeah, we've got a German red from BMW and a German yellow from Porsche. And so yeah, I've got a yellow, red, and obviously the black over the top. Sounds good in my head. Can I pull it off? We'll see. Obviously I've got the front bumper to do red, and then obviously the bottom bit, which will be that bit in yellow. So yeah, I'm a bit of a project, but it's one I'm looking forward to. So we're all sanded, we've got rid of the mould lines. There was some very, very tiny bonnet pins. Let me just focusing on this bit here. There's some tiny bonnet pins here. There was some on the boot lid. I think that was there, and there was just across there as well. But again, sanding them up, sanding them smooth. I don't really like moulded in bonnet pins. If you're gonna have bonnet pins, give me photo etch. I don't like the ones moulded in. So yeah, we got rid of those and rid of the mould lines. And do you know what? Even for a bit of an old kit, it's absolutely, yeah, clean. It's awesome. I mean, the mould lines are very minimal, but I still sanding them away. So yeah, we got rid of those. Just give it a quick tidy up. I will give it a quick once over with. I was using some sanding sticks and some new sanding thinning sticks and stuff. Very low grits. I don't know, 1 to 200 sort of grits. I think, I'm not sure. But either way, I'll probably go over it. But maybe a 6 or an 800. Maybe we'll just see how it looks. I'll give it one more look over, and then we'll go from there. So, further ado, let's go get some primer and some colours down. Right, so done to a degree. My goodness, this is not my forte, doing masking. So I think over the space of 4 days, I've done about 5 rounds of masking and repainting and retouching up and remasking, touching up and painting, and so on and so forth. And I'm not masking's not my thing. But I need to make a start on making it my thing. I've got some projects down the line that I just want to get some practicing for. I thought this was going to be relatively easy, but I mucked it up. For starters, with the design, I left the red and the yellow vertical. So like for this bar here, it was red, then there was yellow. At first, in my head, it seemed like it worked. But once the black stripes were down, it didn't work. And then not only that, the black stripes, as they get further back, they was getting bigger and bigger, and I just really messed everything up. I lost my head, and I just made a right doo-doo of it. So yeah, I've had to touch it up, sand it back, reprime, repaint, this and that, and we've got to this stage now after about 4 or 5 attempts. And I mean, some of it still needs still needs a little bit of work, but to be honest, that's it. I've had enough. I just want to crack on with it. This side's the worst. The bumper is loose. It's only on the tape. I did a little mock-up, took some pictures. So you can see the black line's just not greatest. But, oh yeah, it was just, yeah. It was quite tricky getting it all lined up. Obviously, you got that vent underneath. So there's getting it all lined up. So yeah, it's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it's something better than nothing. It's a start. Obviously, you've got your German flag at the front. But yeah, with this being the German race car, I wanted to do the German flag with the Advan livery, because I've actually got some Advan decals. I'm not going to go mad. They say less is more. I'm literally just going to put Advan on the bottom of the door. That's it. That's all I'm doing. No more decals. Less is more. Again, the decals that came in the box, it was a bit short. I can't use them. Yellowed. I just didn't fancy that risk. So I'm just going with something nice and simple. Also, I thought simple. Come across the masking. But yeah, you know, it's done. It's done. So just need to get some. I'm going to get some grey panel line wash in the boot lids, in the bonnet, just to give the panel lines a bit more life. Obviously the doors, everything's all taped on at the minute, so let's just take that off. The door, you can have them open, closed. I'm gonna have one open so you can see inside. It probably will be the driver's side, to be fair, as well, so you can see all the dials and dash. So yeah, I mean, as you can see, you know, it's there was a lot to try and mask up, get lined up. So you've got the door to get lined up, and you've got that air duct to get lined up, and obviously the body all lined up, and Oh, what a job. Luckily enough, the bumper was alright, and the back bumper was alright, because that's separate. The front bumper, I just did where I thought, where I wanted to do it. So I finished off touching up this morning. I'm going to give it a few hours, and like any steps in the paint, I'm just going to take them smoothly back. Probably use I don't know, an 8 or 10,000 maybe. What we've got there, we've got a 6, we've got a 10. We've got, oh yeah, 6, 8 or 10. Well, we'll see. I'll go with a 10. Start off with the finest. See how I get on. If I need a bit more grit, obviously I can just go down. But yeah, I just want to take off any like steps and just really smooth it out. So yeah, we'll get the line smoothed out, get some panel lining, get the advan on the door, get it in 2K. Let's do it. Right then, so yes, after the last little snippet of video, we've now got it in the 2K. Yes, there's quite a lot of muck in it. Unfortunately, when I was painting between steps, well, I have to leave it. Let me just turn the camera. So I've got my booth just there, but just here, unfortunately, is the only really place I can put it. I've got nowhere behind me, to the side of me, or anything else. That's the only place I could stand my painted bits. And unfortunately there, it's in direct line of the tunnel of wind that comes through the window in this sort of direction. So yeah, there's a lot of muck in it, but it used to annoy me, but doesn't anymore, because I'll just sand out what I can, polish up what I can, and that's it, innit? At the end of the day, it's just, it's you know, I say to a lot of people, it's not about aiming for perfection, it's about aiming for enjoyment. And you know what, after the few days of masking hell I had with touching up, masking, painting, priming, painting, having to remask, repaint, you know, all that, it was starting to irritate me a little bit. So yeah, I got to a point where I felt it was going to be as good as it is without, you know, having to strip it completely. And then obviously just got the 2K down. But yeah, there's quite a lot of muck, quite a lot of stuff in it. But again, we'll get it sanded down. And yeah, it's gone really. I've got quite a bad orange peel on this one as well. I don't know what I've done. The mix, I don't know. I'm probably rushing. But do you know what? The orange peel don't bother me either. I mean, I've had orange peels so bad before, but nothing a little wet sand and a polishing can't remove. At least we've got a really good basis. I mean, you can see the shine look already. It's got a good reflection, but we'll have that all wet sanded in a few days, and we'll have it all polished up, and we'll go from there. We got the door. It's not, you know, again, there's just you know what, there's just muck in it all. But again, you know, it used to bother me, but not anymore. Because I know I'll just sand it out. It is what it is. But I'm really happy with how it's turned out. The Ford Sierra Cosworth Black looks fantastic. Do you know what? That bit, the BMW Amola Red and the Porsche Speed Yellow, they're really nice colours. They're really nice. They're not in your face. They're not bright. And yeah, we definitely be using them on some future builds. I've still got quite a few. Let's say quite a few. I mean, obviously, I've not really used much. I've only used a bit of red and a bit of yellow on the front back bumpers. But yes, I mean, I've just given it a shake because it's been quite a few days. So it's like paint does, it settles a little bit. But where you can see in the yellow, you can see where the label is, and then in the red, it's going to be much higher because it was less used. But yeah, I've not done a yellow build for quite some time, and I quite like the look of that yellow. Quite like the look of that. Let's get a bit of flash on. Let's stop there. But yeah, you can see a lot of orange peel. Again, I ain't bothered about the orange peel. We'll get that out. No problems at all. Again, I think I'm just rushing. But yeah, the red and the yellow, they're really, yeah, I know I keep saying it, but they're really nice shades. Really nice colours. I think I might have to use that red on the MCR Skyline, I think. And the yellow, I don't know, we can find a build for that, no problem at all. No problem at all. But yeah, so there we are, 2K'd. That's been sitting now for, I don't know, several days. We'll give it a few more days before we get it all wet sanded and polished up. So to be honest, this build ain't going to be long at all. It's not going to be a long build. I'm probably going to squeeze all the video clips into one big video sort of thing. But if I can show you very quickly the windows. So the windows, you've got that big door card attached to the window. So all you're going to literally do is mask off the window inside and out. And when you paint the black for the window trim, you're going to paint the black for the door card as well. So that's going to be done at the same time when I prime everything else up. I'm going to use Mr. Surfacer Black as I do for all interior and chassis bits. And there's going to be so much that it's going to stay in Surfacer Black. Like the whole inside of the body, that needs to be masked off, and the whole inside of the body needs to be painted Surfacer Black. We've got like the interior tub. I've not decided on a colour for the roll cage yet. So, the colour of the body you've seen. The wheels, I know it's going to be controversial, but yes, they will be going white. And the reason for that is I just feel like it's just going to tie in nicely. White wheels, white advan. It's just my little touch, because there's a bit of a running joke between quite a lot of us. I'm always building cars with white wheels, mainly blue cars with white wheels, but yeah, it's could be white wheels. And so yeah, I'm not sure on colour of a roll cage. So any suggestions? Fire away. We've got the race seat. So I'm gonna maybe like you could probably see it just between there, but there was like 5 release marks from where they've been moulded, so I've sanded that back. I think I might make a carbon fibre template if I'm brave enough. I also have another idea as well. It's tying with the German livery theme. I've got some textured paint for the seat. I've got quite a few colours. I've got yellow, black, blue and red. Unsure which one I want to use yet. One thing I've never seen before, and I think it's a really good idea. Normally when I'm taking bits off the sprues, I like to take all the bits off so I can get them onto clip sticks or something. And then what I do is I'll try and scratch into the back of them. Say if you've got 2 front brakes, one's 25, one's 26. I'll scratch it, 5 and then 5 notches, and if it's 6, I'll scratch 6 notches. But they've actually got the numbers on. 18, 19, 20, 21. So I don't need to do that. That I've not seen before. That is an excellent touch. That should be done more often. I mean, that is just making life so much easier, not just for like the most experienced, but like even for beginners, because you see people, they don't want to take them off the sprues, like for example, like this, with the numbers on, because it's got the numbers on, and people want to know what the numbers are, so they make sure they get them in the right place. So yeah, it's a really good touch, But anyway, yeah. So there's not much going on detail-wise for the engine. You've got some exhaust that'll stick underneath. We've got just a bit of all sorts. I like this for the spoiler. So the spoiler's contact points are on the sides. So I do not need to remove that spoiler from that part of the sprue. So that is going to have the best. Because sometimes when the spoilers can be connected like on the actual winglet as such, on the wing. So when you're taking it off, you might have to leave one point on. If for example, you might have 1 point there, 1 point there. So you might have, but when it's only got 1 point on one end, it's quite loose when you're obviously pushing that air against it. But this is going to have a nice, sturdy, solid. It's going to be easy to paint. So yeah, we've got the chassis plate. Very basic. Obviously, it's DTM. There's not much going on underneath because it's so low. They have it's just like a skid pan as I don't know as such. But yeah, everything's off. Everything's ready to go onto clip sticks. And everything's ready to get some surfacer on it. So yeah, the next step, get all that primed up. I've also got some tow hooks, some tow eyes. Front and back. I'm not sure what colour I want to do these yet, because obviously I want to make them stand out. Do I go fluorescent pink, fluorescent red, fluorescent yellow? I'm not sure. I need to see really where they protrude from the bodywork, and then we'll go from there. Because if it's part of the yellow bumper, I can do them red. If it's part of the red, I can do them bright yellow or something. Something to stand out. But anyway, so yeah, that's as far as we've got so far. So the next bit we'll catch up with whatever comes next, really.